Iron, the oxygen taxi service your body desperately needs. Without iron, your blood becomes about as useful as a broken down Uber during rush hour. This mineral builds hemoglobin, the protein that literally carries oxygen from your lungs to every single cell in your body. When iron levels drop, you're basically suffocating your own tissues while sitting there wondering why you feel like a zombie who forgot to drink coffee. Your muscles store oxygen too, thanks to myoglobin, another iron-dependent protein that keeps your biceps from giving up mid-workout. Low iron leads to that classic pale, tired look that screams, "I need a vacation and possibly a blood transfusion." You'll find iron hanging out in red meat, liver, spinach, and lentils, though your body absorbs animal sources way better than plant ones. Here's the kicker. Pair your spinach with some vitamin C from bell peppers or citrus, and suddenly your body treats that plant iron like VIP access. But avoid tea and coffee with iron-rich meals because they're basically iron bouncers, blocking absorption like overprotective nightclub security. Calcium, the bone bouncer that keeps your skeleton from becoming a sad pile of dust. Sure, everyone knows calcium builds bones and teeth, but this mineral moonlights as your body's electrical engineer too. Every heartbeat, every muscle contraction, every nerve signal depends on calcium doing its job behind the scenes. When your diet falls short, your body turns into a calcium thief, stealing from your bones to keep everything else running. That's why long-term deficiency can leave you with bones more fragile than your grandmother's china collection. Dairy products are calcium's main headquarters, but you can also find it lurking in tofu, chia seeds, broccoli, and canned salmon with bones. The real plot twist here is that calcium needs backup dancers to work properly. Vitamin D acts like calcium's personal trainer, helping it get absorbed. Magnesium is the wingman that helps calcium actually reach your bones, instead of hanging out in your arteries like an unwanted party guest. Phosphorus joins the crew to make your bones stronger than a Nokia phone from the early 2000s. Without this mineral dream team, calcium becomes about as effective as trying to build a house with wet cardboard. Magnesium, the overworked employee of your mineral workforce. This unsung hero activates over 300 enzymes throughout your body, making it busier than a barista during morning rush hour. Every time you move a muscle, think a thought, or keep your heart beating, magnesium is there making it happen. Your cells literally cannot produce energy without this mineral stepping in like a microscopic power generator. Sleep problems, muscle cramps, high blood pressure, and that twitchy eyelid that makes you look like you're constantly winking at strangers can all trace back to magnesium throwing in the towel. Modern life conspires against magnesium levels too, with stress, alcohol, and certain medications acting like mineral vampires. You'll discover magnesium hiding in pumpkin seeds, almonds, spinach, black beans, and dark chocolate, which means eating chocolate is basically a health requirement now. The absorption game gets tricky though because your body can only handle so much at once. Taking massive doses just gives you the runs, which is nature's way of saying, slow down there, mineral enthusiast. Split your intake throughout the day and take it with food to keep your digestive system from staging a rebellion. Zinc, the immune system's personal bodyguard and your body's repair crew foreman. This mineral doesn't mess around when it comes to healing wounds, fighting off infections, and keeping your taste buds functioning like they should. Without zinc, your immune system becomes about as effective as a screen door on a submarine. Every cell that needs to grow, divide, or repair itself sends out a zinc SOS signal, making this mineral essential for everything from healing cuts to maintaining your sense of smell. Low zinc levels can turn you into that person who gets every cold that walks by. Plus, your wounds heal slower than internet on a dial-up connection. Your hair might start falling out, your appetite disappears, and food tastes like cardboard that someone forgot to season. Oysters contain more zinc than any other food, but unless you're dining like a fancy restaurant regulars, you'll find it in red meat, chicken, eggs, seeds, and legumes. The absorption game gets complicated because zinc and iron compete like siblings fighting over the last slice of pizza. Take them separately if you're supplementing both, and avoid fiber-rich foods during zinc time because fiber acts like the Great Wall of China to minerals. Potassium, the electrical engineer your body hired but never pays enough attention to. While sodium gets all the bad press for raising blood pressure, potassium quietly works overtime trying to balance out sodium's drama queen tendencies. These two minerals operate your body's main electrical grid, with potassium camping out inside your cells while sodium parties outside them. This constant back and forth creates the electrical charges that keep your nerves firing and your heart beating in rhythm instead of freestyle jazz. When potassium levels tank, your muscles start cramping like they're auditioning for a horror movie, and your blood pressure climbs higher than your anxiety during tax season. Most people consume about as much potassium as they do common sense during election season, which is nowhere near enough. You'll find this mineral hiding in bananas, avocados, spinach, beans, and potatoes with the skin on, because apparently the skin is where potatoes keep all their good stuff. The recommended daily intake sits around 3,500 to 4,700 milligrams, but the average person gets maybe half that amount, making potassium deficiency more common than people who actually read terms and conditions before clicking agree. Iodine, your thyroid gland's exclusive fuel source and metabolism's remote control. This trace mineral has one main job, and it takes that job more seriously than a mall security guard protecting the food court. Iodine gets absorbed by your thyroid gland faster than concert tickets disappear for your favorite band, then gets incorporated into thyroid hormones that basically run your body's energy management system. Without enough iodine, your thyroid starts panicking like a manager whose entire staff called in sick, trying to make more hormone but lacking the raw materials to do it. This panic causes the thyroid to swell up into a goiter, which is about as attractive as it sounds, and roughly as comfortable as wearing a turtleneck made of sandpaper. Low iodine levels drag your metabolism down to the speed of government bureaucracy, leaving you tired, cold, gaining weight, and mentally foggier than a bathroom mirror after a hot shower. Most table salt comes fortified with iodine these days, but if you're one of those fancy sea salt people, or you avoid salt entirely, you might be running low. Seafood, seaweed, eggs, and dairy products all contain iodine naturally, with seaweed packing enough to make your thyroid do a happy dance that would make TikTokers jealous. Selenium, the cellular bodyguard your antioxidant system can't live without. This trace mineral might be needed in tiny amounts, but it punches above its weight class like a Chihuahua taking on a Great Dane. Selenium forms the active center of glutathione peroxidase, an enzyme that neutralizes free radicals before they can trash your cells like teenagers at an unsupervised house party. Your thyroid depends on selenium-containing enzymes to convert an active thyroid hormone into the active form, making it iodine's essential business partner in the metabolism game. Low selenium levels can weaken your immune system, slow your thyroid function, and potentially increase your risk of certain cancers, though your body needs so little that deficiency usually only happens in areas where the soil is selenium poor. Your diet is more restricted than a medieval peasant's. Brazil nuts contain so much selenium that eating just one or two can meet your daily needs, making them nature's most efficient mineral delivery system. You'll also find selenium in tuna, chicken, brown rice, and whole grains, though the amount depends entirely on where the food was grown, because plants can only pass along what the soil provides them. Phosphorus, calcium's best friend and your body's energy accountant. While calcium gets the spotlight for building bones, phosphorus quietly handles the paperwork, making sure calcium actually gets deposited where it belongs instead of wandering around your bloodstream like a lost tourist. This mineral teams up with calcium to create hydroxyapatite, the compound that makes your bones harder than your ex's heart during the breakup conversation. But phosphorus doesn't stop at construction work. It's also the backbone of ATP, the molecular currency your cells use to pay for literally everything they do. Every time you blink, breathe, or have a brilliant thought, phosphorus is there collecting the bill. Your DNA and RNA depend on phosphorus to maintain their structure, making it essential for every cell division and protein synthesis happening in your body right now. You'll find phosphorus hanging out in salmon, chicken, eggs, Greek yogurt, lentils, and almonds, usually bound to protein like they're attached at the hip. The absorption rate from whole foods stays nice and steady, but processed foods pump in phosphate additives that absorb too quickly and can actually pull calcium out of your bones, turning your skeleton into a mineral ATM that never stops dispensing withdrawals. So there you have it, your body's essential mineral crew working harder than customer service during Black Friday. From iron's oxygen delivery service to selenium's microscopic security detail, these minerals keep you functioning better than a well-oiled machine that actually gets regular maintenance. Skip them, and you'll feel worse than a smartphone with 5% battery.